Argentina is among the 20 largest economies in the world, despite its sovereign debt, and offers not only a good platform to do business for the rest of Latin America, but has an abundance of interesting investment opportunities. Joining me down the line is Wentze from Banco Puente, one of the leading investment banks in the region. Marcos, you operate throughout Latin America, but are primarily based in Argentina. Earlier this year, the country defaulted for the second time in a decade on its sovereign debt repayments. How has this felt in the Argentinian investment banking industry?
I would say it's totally different what happened in the last default. It's more a legal problem that at the end what happened with some kind of the debt of Argentina put it in a situation of default. What happened in the market, we see it mainly as a stop from outside investment, outside inflow. And what we still see is a lot of interest of all investors around the world in Argentina, a very good medium and long-term picture, but we must struggle through the next couple of months until the situations come through.
Now, how has this posed opportunities or challenges for Banco Puente?
Well, yes, it's always for us a challenge because the economy here has given us constantly challenged. On the wealth management side, we see a lot of clients looking for more conservative investments. They don't only go to Argentina, they go to corporate investments. So looking for good yields and better credits at this situation. What's going on in the rest of the LATAM region? The economies are getting slower, Argentina is getting slower, but at the end we see very much potential for Argentina. I think the expectation of everybody doing investments here is very high, and as you probably know, next year we're going to have elections and there is no possibility for this government to continue. And we see at this point different alternatives, different candidates, and they're all very open to international investments for different projects, infrastructure projects the country has. We are very optimistic. We are going to have a couple of months more volatile, but with a good future view.
So for the next 12 months, would you say there are investment opportunities in Argentina? And then, as you said, in the longer term, when the new government arrives, which sectors would you target for growth?
After 12 months, for sure, energy. Energy sector is one of the sectors that has been needed of investment. And the growth of Argentina the last 10 years has been an average on the 6%. And from being an exporter of gas 10 years ago, we are importing gas at this point. So Argentina has the reserves. What is needed is the funding and investment to have this gas in the local market and put Argentina again in an exporting situation. So energy for me is one of the places that for sure is going to be and is today in the view and target of international investors. Not for the short term, because for sure you will have volatility in order what's going to mainly happen on the political environment.
So is there anything you'd like the new Argentinian government to do to help attract new investors to the country?
Issue that the last government did is that Argentina is today on debt over GDP one of the lowest in the region. So I think that's something that it's very positive for the next government. Will give the opportunity to go on capital markets internationally. What's going to be for me and for all investors really important is that the target of these funds really go to investment that will support the continuously growth of Argentina for the next 10 years. And that's the main challenge this government is will have.
Let's talk about Banco Puente in the context of this volatility then. How do you manage your investment risk?
Well, as the main investment bank in Argentina, we manage diversifying our risk through different locations. We cover the southern cone from Argentina, but we have offices in Uruguay and in Paraguay, where we do not only get the flow of investment coming to Argentina or from Argentines going to these countries, we also are involved in the local business. And for the other side, we are in Peru, where we cover all what's the Andean corridor, and we are also in investments in Peru, Colombia, and Chile from our office in Peru. And we cover all what Central Caribbean from our offices in Panama. So Our diversification goes only not in the kind of business, it goes also in the countries we are in, so that we have not 100% of our income just only for Argentina.
So what's the outlook for the Latin America region?
I would say on the whole picture, the main challenge of emerging markets, mainly of Latin American countries, they will mainly have an infrastructure growth challenge to continuously grow their GDP for the next couple of years. Commodities will not always be as high and will give the economies a backwind situation so that the economies will grow. So it's really important for all economies that they really start investing, the infrastructure project can be developed. And the real challenge is to get that funding and projects going on. And that's what it's the point today where everybody is focusing on.
Very hopeful outlook. Marcos Wentze from Banco Puente, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.